In this Tech Talk, I am speaking with Jason Darcy, Product Group Sales Manager for Syntegon, and we are discussing Syntegon's SVX series for vertical packaging. Hi, Jason. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hi, Joanie. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this Tech Talk today.
The first thing that I want to talk about with the SVX series, first of all, this is really an incredible technology. But
Thank you.
one thing stands out to me above anything, and that is that this series was not just developed with the customer in mind. Can you tell me sort of how that process worked? Because that seems like a pretty hefty undertaking.
So, the process of bringing our SVX bagger to market wasn't just quick process that started last year, and it involved working with customers up front, customers getting their feedback, working with our engineers, with our service technicians, customers, maintenance techs, then coming up with a concept that we thought was good, right? And then we took that concept and shared that with several key customers and got their feedback on it. In certain situations, they had great feedback for us that actually led us to go back to the drawing board on certain features of the bagger, such as how we adjust bag discharge height and how you access certain parts of the machine, and actually redesign and rethink those features. And there were times where it was small changes, but there were also some times that led to some pretty serious changes that actually added to that R&D timeline and actually pushed back when we wanted to launch to the market. But the thing was that we took that feedback and considered it so important that it was worth adjusting our timeline to make sure that we incorporated those insights from customers, because we didn't want something that just we thought that the market wanted. We wanted to make sure that we were building a machine that incorporates all of the needs of our customers, not just what we think they need.
I think that's incredible. It's truly a point of differentiation when you're choosing a longer timeline in order to dial in very specific aspects that come directly from the customer. I think that's pretty incredible.
Because this is a product that they're going to have to live with day in day out for years. So it's important that their needs are met and their preferences are addressed as well.
So there's something else when we think about specific customer needs, and that's flexibility. I hear that from bakers all the time. And this system specifically has flexibility in terms of packaging styles and sizes. And that's something that has been a real challenge for this industry. High packaging speeds don't always come with that kind of flexibility. So, how has Syntagon been able to accomplish this? And what does it mean in terms for things like future proofing?
Right, right. So at the heart of the SVX is our new cross-seal drive system. And that is really the key that lets us achieve both that high speed mark as well as that bag style choice as well. When I'm saying bag style choice, I mean customers being able to choose what bag styles they're creating, not just now, but next year, 2 years. And it's the compact nature, lightweight nature of that cross seal system that allows us to have a sealing system that's able to seal the largest size bag that we would want to make, as well as hit those high speeds all on that same platform, right? So we can make a big bag, a large bag of cookies or whatnot, crackers at a reasonable speed of 60 to 80 bags a minute, or we could package small bags of cookies at up to 200, 300 bags per minute, all on the same bagger. But the other thing that our customers are often struggling with is what their marketing group is asking for with regards to pack styles. Very often that project scope starts off with a request for simple pillow bags. But next year, marketing might come back and say, hey, we want to pack these same product into block bottom bags or even door zip bags. And in the past, that would have involved replacing that vertical bagger asset because it was a different machine that was needed. But now with the SVX, because of how modular everything is, if you purchase that machine that's equipped to make pillow bags today, it's a simple upgrade path to add the features to it that will allow you to make door zip bags. So basically, the operations group has future-proofed that vertical packaging line to be able to accommodate any of the needs that they get back from marketing. You can cover it all on that same line.
So I feel like this machine is like the great peacemaker between operations and marketing
Exactly.
because the consumer demand is changing so much more rapidly than it ever has in the past. And package size is a huge part of that. There are so many different needs that marketers for these companies are looking to fill. And the operators are like, hey, slow down. We can't do all of that in one place, except now they can, right?
Exactly. So this just gives them that added flexibility to be able to respond to consumers and give them the product they produce in the pack style that the market demands.
I know that there's a lot of modularity that comes with this system. Is the modularity part of what is helping with that?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we had to, think through in the whole R&D process was that up front, we had to think about everything that the customer may want because we wanted to make sure that all of those bag style modules and parts, all of the things that the operators need to make sure that that line's usable, functional to them, were thought of up front, and that we're able to modularize all of the different features so that you can add them to the bagger as needed to equip that line for their needs.
Well, and if you think about labor issues, this is huge.
Absolutely. And that's one of the key things that we heard from customers in our market research with them is that the tenure of their operators or the time in service has decreased. So it is
Mhm.
incredibly hard for them to attract and then retain skilled operators. So their ask to us was to help them make everything more user friendly and decrease the learning curve for operators because they want to be able to put relatively inexperienced people on that line and have them reach the same production efficiencies and qualities as an experienced operator.
Okay, there's one last area that I want to touch on, and I'm just going to group it under one umbrella, and that's safety. How does the SVX series address issues like food safety and people safety?
There's, as you'd mentioned, two key points there, right? It's the food safety part, which is huge and becoming even bigger these days.
Mhm.
In fact, I had a customer tell me years ago, most food manufacturers are one recall away from bankruptcy. That's huge, right?
Mhm.
Because they need to be able to convince themselves that when they do sanitation on that line, that everything's clean. So the bagger was designed with that hygienic mindset up front. So if you look through the construction of the SVX, it's all open channel construction. There are no hollow bodies. All the surfaces are either round or angled so that debris and water roll off it. And it's an open, easy to access machine so that when you're cleaning it, you can get to all the parts of that bagger easily because part of being able to clean something is being able to see into it. But then there's operator safety as well. And we want to keep operators safe and we want to keep them safe, happy, and healthy. And on the SVX, you'll notice that the guarding on the machine is only in what we call the front cylinder, where that cross seal mechanism is, because truly those are the only moving parts of the machine. And that's where the guarding has to be centered. So everything that could be a potential hazard to the operator is located in that front cylinder and guarded, and the rest of the machine is free to access and safe for operators as well.
How can a banker kind of take a first step to really explore if the SVX system is right for them?
So I would say that our first step is to visit our website, which is www.syntegon.com. Second step would be to then reach out to us, and we'd be glad to have that conversation with them and share any information that they might need on the SPX.
Considering how much effort and time you took to dial in the design of this system based on the feedback that you received from customers, my guess is that you would really enjoy talking to a customer or a potential customer about how this system can work for them.
Absolutely, because it's not about making their application fit our machine. It's about making our machine fit their application. And we're happy to have that conversation with them.
And that is how it should be. Jason, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me about Syntegon's SVX series for vertical packaging. This was really informative and very interesting too. And I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, Joni, you're very welcome.